Greetings gamer guys and gals, I'm OneLess1, and today's video is going to be a day 1 / build concept video of my first character in the Legacy Softcore League. As stated in one of my previous videos, I'll put a link in the description below, I'm done playing hardcore for now. And in the vein of not playing hardcore anymore, we're going full out fun mode for once. To start off, this build isn't revolutionary, it is an assassin poison build. I've played Poison Spectral Throw many times before, and that build is no doubt very powerful and pretty fun. But there's just something so satisfying about going beast mode and punching your enemies straight in the face. And that's where Dual Strike comes in. With the release of patch 2.6, Grinding Gear Games introduced a whole suite of new Threshold Jewels. If anyone is unfamiliar with Threshold Jewels, they are unique jewels that augment a certain skill's function and playstyle. The Dual Strike one has had me very interested in using it ever since it has come out. Traditionally, Dual Strike's biggest problem was its AoE clearing ability. The Threshold Jewel aims to solve it by giving your offhand weapon the ability to do splash damage to surrounding targets. This helps with support gem setups by allowing the user not to rely on the melee splash support gem to make the otherwise single target ability an AoE skill. But the biggest payoff for this jewel is it allows a 20% chance for your main hand weapon to deal double damage. Seems powerful, right? Oh boy is it, let me tell you. Now, this is not my first rodeo with the jewel. I have tried it with just a whatever build with just a whatever setup to see how I liked it at first. And my first impressions were, meh, it's okay. But then I took another look at it and I decided to approach the skill with an idea in mind. My idea was to scale raw chaos damage as much as possible, taking advantage of the Assassin's Ascendancy talent Toxic Delivery. With the 100% more damage scaling on poison with critical strikes, combined with the 20% chance of double damage with your main hand weapon, this leads to some very serious poison damage. The Ascendancy points that I chose for this build are Noxious Strikes in Normal, Toxic Delivery in Cruel, Unstable Infusion in Merciless. Then, once I complete the Uber Lab, I will be respecking out of Unstable Infusion and allocating the last 4 Ascendancy points into Ambush and Assassinate. If you choose to stick with Unstable Infusion and move into Deadly Infusion, then you will more than likely not have to worry about power charge generation. The reason I chose to go into Ambush and Assassinate is for the 100% more critical strike chance against enemies that are on full life and low life. The initial 100% more critical strike chance on every enemy we hit will allow more opportunity for the double damage from the Threshold Jewel to line up with a critical strike, giving us a substantial increase to our clear speed. If you choose to go this route, you need a setup of Herald of Thunder or Ice with the Curse on Hit Assassin's Mark setup to generate your power charges. Alternatively, you can use an Orb of Storm's power charge on critical setup to allow less link usage. Either one works fine, just adjust to your own playstyle. We can take a look at my gear to see what this build is aiming to accomplish. Here you can see the Might and Influence jewel, the basis of the build. A pretty cookie cutter talent tree, so we're not going to spend too much time with that. If you're interested in seeing it, I'll leave a link to the talent tree down in the description. This character is using dual wield Mortem Morsu claws, pretty much for the sole purpose of having poisonous hit. That way we don't have to use items like Snakebite Gloves or the Poison Support Gem to reliably poison our enemies. I'm still using a Tabula Rasa until I can equip a proper 6-link chest. But let's go over the gem link setup while we're here. The main skill is Dual Strike, and it is supported by faster attacks, multi-strike, melee physical damage, increased critical strikes, and added chaos damage. You can choose to swap out increased critical for the crit multi-gem once you break about 75 crit chance for some higher DPS. The other gear I have on at the moment is just some random rare and blue gear, so let's not focus on that too much. Some endgame changes that can be made to this build are upgrading your claws from Mortem Morsus to some item level 83 claws with the Malicious Prefix, crit and crit multi with an attack speed roll. You can try to craft these claws yourself by farming out the Rabid Roa cards in the Arid Lake map from the Drought Madden Roa boss, especially useful for solo self-found characters. Pro tip, you can get the boss close to dying before smashing the nest to enrage him for some extra loot for more chances at finding the cards. If you choose to drop the Mortem Morsu claws, You may have to grab a pair of the Snakebite unique gloves, use the poison gem, or just rely on the Noxus Strike Ascendancy talent for a 40% chance to poison on hit against bleeding enemies. You could drop acrobatics and go CI with this build if you have the gear, but seeing as this particular character is a group found only playthrough, I'll be sticking to life until my group gathers together enough gear to go CI. I chose to focus on scaling the flat chaos damage instead of the poison to help smooth out kills on endgame bosses that are immune to poison, like the Chimera. Attack speed is your biggest effective DPS increase, allowing for more chances of the Threshold Jewel to proc the double damage of your main hand attack. After you achieve about 75% critical chance, look to scale crit multi and attack speed as much as possible, focusing on attack speed first. I'd like to give a shout out to my good friend and fellow streamer, Wins0099, for inspiring me to try out the Mortem Morsu claws in as many builds as I can. I will leave a link to his channel below. I'm excited to see how this character turns out, and I'll be making another video on him in the near future. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I appreciate all the support. Hit the thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm One Less One. I'll see you next time.